Section 1. The unseen architect of your reality. Imagine this for a second. You're waking up. The first sliver of sunlight cuts across your pillow and warms your face. Close-up eye opening with a soft sun flare reflecting in the iris. You can hear the distant, muffled sound of a garbage truck rumbling down the street. You feel the weight of your blanket, a gentle pressure that tells you you're safe and sound. Now, here's the big question. How does the lump of wet, electrical tissue inside your skull, your brain, actually create that feeling? How does it manufacture the experience of you in this very moment? This everyday moment points to a monumental quest, finding the brain's hidden switches for awareness. The idea has a fancy name but a simple heart, the neural correlates of consciousness. It just means finding the specific brain activity that lines up with a specific conscious experience. Think of it like a detective story. The conscious feeling, seeing the color red. The conscious feeling, tasting a fresh strawberry. The brain activity is the suspect. Section 2. Decoding consciousness. The feeling of being. So, what exactly is this thing we call consciousness? At its most basic level, consciousness is the state of being awake and aware of your surroundings, your thoughts, your feelings. It's the inner movie for an audience of one, you. It includes simple sensory colors and smells. The vibrant red of a stop sign, the rich aroma of brewing coffee. Plus, complex moods like nostalgia, and abstract plans like planning your day tomorrow. It includes the unshakable sense that you exist as an individual. You are the one having the experience. For science, this is a deep puzzle. How can biological cells, firing tiny sparks, create private subjective experience? There is nothing in physics or chemistry that predicts this. This gap from physical process to experience is the core mystery. Like a smartphone, we can map the circuits and see electricity light the screen, but we don't know why a brain's signals feel like seeing. Section 3. Chasing shadows. The hunt for neural correlates. Scientists zeroed in on what they call the neural correlates of consciousness, or NCCs. Let's break that down. A neural correlate is a specific pattern of brain activity that is the minimum necessary for a specific conscious experience. Keyword, correlate. It means they happen together. When you see your friend's face, a certain network fires. If that network were silenced, the experience would vanish, even if your eyes work. Finding NCCs is like isolating the few musicians playing the melody within a massive orchestra. It moves us from vague talk of mind to a concrete product of the brain's machinery. A fantastic example is your blind spot, a tiny area with no photoreceptors. It's literally blind, yet you don't see a hole. Why not? Because your brain paints in the missing information, making a best guess so seamless you never notice. The visual cortex creates the difference between faulty input and perfect output. That activity is the neural correlate of a continuous world. Section 4. The brain's control room. Key players in awareness. First and foremost, the cerebral cortex. The big, wrinkly outer layer responsible for complex thought, language, long-term planning, and detailed perception. Vivid conscious content often comes from widespread cortical activity. Dig deeper and you'll find the thalamus, a grand central station for sensory information. It's in a looping conversation with the cortex, synchronizing areas and binding them into a unified experience. Go deeper to the brainstem. It's essential for being conscious, the arousal system, the power switch. Damage here can cause coma. Consciousness isn't a single spot. It emerges from large-scale networks, like a symphony in harmony. A conscious moment corresponds to synchronized communication between cortex, thalamus, and other key regions. It's the network, not the node. Yep, that's the key idea. To find these neural correlates, scientists have developed clever tools and methods that act like windows into the working brain. One of the most common is fMRI. When a region becomes active, it needs more oxygen, so blood rushes to it. The scanner maps those changes. It shows what lights up while looking at a picture or solving a problem. EEG measures electrical activity with millisecond precision. Fantastic for when things happen. Different brain waves correspond to different states. Deep sleep, dreaming, focused attention. It's the brain's rhythm. Under anesthesia, as consciousness fades, certain signals and networks disengage, strong clues to vital machinery. Specific brain injuries that remove precise abilities link area to function, building our map of conscious faculties. They show how dependent our conscious world is on the integrity of the physical hardware that creates it. Let's make this real with a short story about a woman named Emma, a graphic designer, perpetually wired and anxious, coffee from dawn to deadlines. Her mind raced and she couldn't sleep. Her doctor said cut caffeine, but habit held tight. Desperate, she tried a noticing practice. Each morning after the first sip, she wrote one sensory sentence. The coffee cup is warm against my palms. I can hear a pigeon cooing. The wood grain looks like a tiny river. After a week, noticing rippled into her day. She felt less like a passenger, more like the driver of her attention. She was training attention networks. New connections formed, mindful circuits grew more robust. Her brain was changing. She still drank coffee, but her relationship with experience shifted. Consciousness isn't a fixed blueprint. It's a dynamic system we can shape with habits and intentions. Fascinating but not abstract. This science has real-world impact. Identifying neural signatures may reveal hidden awareness in severe brain injury, guiding care and hope. Understanding which networks shut down under anesthesia enables safer, more precise, faster recoveries. Attention is the gateway to consciousness. When you focus, the brain strengthens connections, learning and memory's physical basis. Knowing brain states for focus helps build better habits, teaching, and training against distraction. Brain-computer interfaces decode intention so people can move devices, type messages, and reconnect. No longer science fiction. Deciphering the brain's code for consciousness restores autonomy and human connection. For all our progress, we must be humble and admit the uncharted. We're good at correlations, but causation remains elusive. We can't yet say how or why brain activity becomes the experience. The hard problem of consciousness. Why isn't it all just information processing in the dark, without inner life? A self-driving car processes the world and drives, but no one says it feels motion or sees red. So why is a brain different? Information integration? Quantum effects? Emergent networks? Brilliant minds disagree. No consensus yet. We're at the beginning. New tools and ideas must push past correlations to touch the core of the mystery. The science of consciousness is also a practical guide to your daily experience. Practice focused attention. 1 minute on a single sensation. Taste, touch, or sound. Train the brain's spotlight. Prioritize sleep. Clear waste, consolidate memory, strengthen connections. Move your body, blood flow and neurotrophic growth. Reduce distractions. Single task. Give your brain uninterrupted focus and let deep thought networks engage. You become the architect of your own mind. If this helped and you want more, please hit subscribe. What small habit will you try this week? Leave a comment. I'd love to read it. Share this with someone curious about their mind. Let's all get a little better at understanding ourselves.